that's good. I cracked myself up. I still haven't found my first Blanton's. That's different. I really like that. They're like together, like peas and carrots. That's funny. Sometimes accidents are good things. Peychauds or Peychauds or Peychaud. This is not what I expected. Hey, how's it going? Tom, what's up? Thank you for joining. Here we go. Thursday night, and we're trying Blue Run. This is not available in Ohio. You go to OHLQ website, and it doesn't even come up on the search. But I got lucky, and I found this one in Louisiana when I was down there a few weeks ago. And Larry's watching. Hey, Larry, how are you? I was just telling about how I came across this fine bottle that you can't really get in Ohio. It's not listed on OHLQ, and so I found this one in Louisiana and one other one, which we'll be doing next week. But this one, I want to say it was probably maybe 3 hours ago. I dumped this whole bottle out and then slowly poured it back in, and I've left the cork off ever since because, you know, I just wanted to give it some air and give it a chance. This bottle, I mean, this is perfectly formed because that liquid comes right up to the top. I mean, there's no room. So, all right. All right, so Blue Run. This is called Reflection 1 Kentucky Straight Bourbon. It's a small batch whiskey. It was contract distilled by Blue Run's Liquid Advisor. I like that, Liquid Advisor, and Bourbon Hall of Famer Jim Rutledge, who you might know from Four Roses. Jim distilled this batch at Castle and Key Distillery. So this is some of their juice. The name Reflection was chosen by two of Blue Run's founders who faced personal challenges over the past 2 years launching a company in the middle of a pandemic. And as somebody who runs a company and did it during the pandemic, so they're not very old. I mean, the company's only been around since 2019. And they're pushing their launch, and 2020 happens, and 2020 happened. And it just is what it is. So there they are. Let's see. Pulled from existing aging stocks, this approachable bourbon at this particular proof is what they both enjoyed during this period, during COVID, allowing them to reflect on what truly matters, starting first and foremost with family. So, this the executives that make up Blue Run, kind of interesting. I'll get to that. The butterfly on the front. This, you got to keep your eye on the butterfly. Keep your eye on the fly. It was designed by David McKinney, who is a designer at Nike. And they also have, in their ownership, they have a political advisor, a Facebook executive, a hospitality executive, and a philanthropist. So they had money behind them. They did not have to worry about cash and capital. All they had to do was worry about starting this during the pandemic. But what they do is this is their word, not mine. They sneakerize it. So you know how when you go out and let's say it's a special launch day at Foot Locker or wherever you buy shoes, and there's a new Air Jordan or there's a new this or a new that's coming out, something LeBron James puts out. It's a new shoe through whoever, Adidas, and there's flocks of kids and such at the footwear store, right? And everybody wants these sneakers. Well, that's because the sneakers that they are putting out there are only going to be put out there once, right? And then the next time it'll be a new design, and then a new design, and then a new design. Well, that's what Blue Run does. So let me read it the way that they put it. They sneakerize their products. Instead of releasing one or two mainline products year-round, they adopted a quarterly release schedule, along with holiday drops that offered a one-time-only product. Once it's sold out, it was gone. This one, for instance, is sold out. This one will never come back again. Taking it further, they changed the butterfly logo color with each release. Just like a new pair of shoes, each release is different. And I think that's an interesting way of doing things. I would like to see them come up with a staple. It's FOMO, fear of missing out. That's what's propelling their sales. Plus, it's supposed to be really good. So we'll get into that. The butterfly itself symbolizes the you know they workshopped this. Symbolizes a metamorphosis of the bourbon industry as it reaches a broader audience. I know it's kind of silly. That's silly. Jordan's watching. Hey Jordan, how are things? Glad you're with us. So they are planning to build their own distillery in Georgetown, Kentucky. This will be the first whiskey operation. Let me just kill that. The first whiskey operation in Scott County in 50 years, according to the state. Kentucky Economic Development Finance Authority. They approved $850,000 in tax incentives for the $51 million project. Like I said, these guys have got money, which is expected to create 45 jobs. Blue Run Spirits plans to build a 35,000 square foot distillery and a 20,000 square foot rickhouse. So this is 95 proof. It is aged at least 4 years. They do have a 13-year. I haven't seen that one anywhere, but I hadn't seen this one anywhere either. So this is at least 4 years because there's no age statement on the bottle. Mash bill, no idea. Comes from Castle and Key. Retails for about $100. I think I probably paid about that in Louisiana. So let's put it through the thing. Ahoy! All right. That's got nose. Hello. Oh yeah. I got the oak. Black cherry. Something sweet in there like maple syrup. There's honey on it. I'm gonna change that. It's not honey, it's butterscotch. Yeah. I like it. That smells pretty. I wasn't able to find out a lot about this company, but they haven't been around very long. They're kind of sticking to the story of, hey, we came around in the pandemic, so buy our stuff. So, all right, here we go. Timid Bloom. Nice, though. 95 proof. The one that we had last week was about the same. It was, I think, 90. And it punched above its weight. That's the Evan Williams. This one, I'm going to guess this is aged longer than 4 years. And I don't know that for a fact. I'm just guessing. But this is very smooth. The bloom is not very strong. It was there. It was fast. It happened fast. So but it wasn't very strong. And it didn't last very long. So that bloom, that burn, right? So that's the first thing I got out of it. Mouthfeel is decent. Let's go back to it. Mouthfeel's just a little bit thin. Just a little bit thin. Really some nice flavors. The first thing I got on the flavors is oak. But that black cherry is really showing up. Beautiful depth. It's got a very nice depth to it. This is very tasty. Let's see what else I can pull out. I'm taking smaller swigs. I found out during tastings, everybody else takes smaller swigs than I do. So I'm doing something wrong. Or is it? Maybe they're doing something wrong, huh? All right. I'm getting a little orange. The oak is there, some cinnamon. The cinnamon's really nice. There's like a almost a creme brulee or a French toast sweetness to it, but it's almost hidden. It's like way back there. It's not overly sweet. It's just it's pretty nice, really. Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to do that again. Yeah. All right. We'll do that again, and then I'll put water on it. All right. This is one I wish I could find more often, honestly. This is one I would drink. This is one I would probably drink a little too much of. The oak is really nice in there. I've had another Castle and Key juice whiskey, and I don't remember what it was right off the top of my head. But I didn't love it. It wasn't Castle and Key, but the juice was made at Castle and Key, and I don't remember what it was. But I remember that I was like, don't love it. This one I really like. Little bit that oak is strong, so a little bit of tobacco notes. That one was a little less sweet, but some of that sweetness is still there. And Jordan, by the way, you're coming home soon, so, well, I call it home. It was home for you. So you're coming home. If you happen to find some Blue Run, I'm not going to say the rest of that because it's illegal to transport booze over state lines. Don't tell anybody. But I'm just saying, if you happen to find it, you might want to try some. All right. I found it in Louisiana, so you're in a southern state, Jordan. You might be able to find it. Who knows? All right. Let's go ahead and do the water treatment. Water treatment. I told a joke on the post. I said, we're going to put this through its paces. Get it? Blue Run paces. Blue Run, the photo that I took, this is a track, a running track that I found that had, blue surface. Had a blue surface to it. It was very challenging to take that photo because the blue is so intense that it very easily changed the color of the front of the bottle, the butterfly and the where it says Blue Run. It was just a little tough, so I had to make I had to play with it a little bit. So, all right, I've added the water. Get this doing its thing. All right, so salute. Don't add water. All the mouthfeel, didn't add anything to it. It took everything away. It fell apart. It reminds me of Blade and Bow. That one fell apart on ice. This one fell apart on water. It didn't open it up. It closed it. I'm not getting any other flavors out of it. If it had more punch at the beginning, it might have been able to stand through it. But after I added water, there's still some flavor there. It's just not very, very flavorful, right? I'll go ahead and finish it here. Still a little of that oak, black cherry, and orange do come through a little bit. I just don't like it on water. All right, so I need to have a theme song for my gorgeous ice sphere. Gorgeous ice sphere, ice sphere. That's not it. Ice sphere, ice sphere, sphere of the ice. No. No. Ooh, that was a lot. So value analysis as far as the cost. You know, these guys are all businessmen, right? This is a very tasty drink. Don't love it on water, but neat. It's very tasty. Is it a $100 bottle? Some of the other ones, like the 13-year, that really gets up there in price. You know, you're talking a couple $100s for that. Yeah, I get it. They want to fund a new distillery. You know, Buckner's does the same thing. They wanted to fund a new product, so they charged a lot for it. Too much. $100 for this. Well, let's see how it stands up on ice. Hey, Quinn. How are you? Blue Run. Really liked it neat. Water, it kind of fell apart. We're going to see what it does on an ice sphere. A gorgeous ice sphere. Yes. My little Sean Connery. Just a little Sean Connery. So the collection you see behind me, I did a quick video, just like a YouTube thing today, in front of that. And then I went and got a haircut. Went to the bank, came back, and it had gotten 1,155 views in that amount of time. For like a minute-long video. It's bananas. Crazy. The one that I posted earlier today, which was last week's Bourbcast, it's gotten 4 views. This one, I mean, the short that I filmed vertically, 1,155 views. Unreal. Kids these days. Like it better on ice than I did on water, but not much more. Landon's watching. How are you, sir? Welcome. You're welcome here. You're in a safe space here, Landon. So on ice, the honey really pops out for me on this, on ice. I wasn't getting a lot of honey before. I was getting a lot of the oak, a lot of that barrel. On ice, the honey pops, and I'm not getting much else. There's a little bit of butterscotch maybe, but I'm not going to say that it's wowing me on ice. It's better than it was on water. Would this hold up in a cocktail? No. Now I've heard that the rye, they've got the same stuff that they do with the bourbons they do with the ryes, and somebody was telling me that their rye was just fantastic. As a matter of fact, it was the clerk where I bought this, and they were out of the rye. Thank you very little. But they had this, and I had never seen this on a shelf anywhere, so I bought it. And the rye, they had the tag for it, so it had sold out. But anyhow, so this worked out, and it's pretty good. It's okay on ice. I don't like it on water. Very tasty, neat. Well, I say it's super complex. No. I got like bourbon underneath my ice sphere. It's actually pretty good on ice. I don't hate that. I'm going to go back to neat one more time. Ugh. I don't have anywhere to go, so why not? But now that I've had it on water and I've had it on ice, let's contrast that just a little bit. All right. Okay. That's where it shines. Neat. Everything I said before, it's just honey, butterscotch, cinnamon, oak. Definitely oak. Very tasty pour, but just neat is the way to drink this one. Okay? Okay. So, what's happening next week? Well, I'll tell you. When I was in Louisiana, I picked up this one, and there was another one that I found that had been part of the Single Barrel Saturday. And it was one that I would have liked to have gotten, but I didn't get it. I did get one that I really wanted, which was the Nulu, because I already had a Nulu. Excuse me, and I've already been halfway through that one. And I really liked it and wanted another one, so I got another one when they released that. Well, Nulu is starting to come to Ohio, by the way, quite a bit. That's a good thing. I don't know how often you'll see it in stores, but in some of the bigger stores in the bigger cities, yeah, it'll probably show up more. And if you get the opportunity, you should pick it up, because I really like the Nulu, especially the barrel strength. Very, very good. But that's what we're doing next week, is the Nulu that I found in Louisiana. They had this during the Single Barrel Saturday a while back, and I missed out on this one. It was gone. This is the toasted barrel. I've heard good and bad about this, but, you know, it's all speculative, right? Toasted small batch, finished in toasted barrels. The proof on this is 114.8. 114.8, which is lower than the other single barrel I have. But the other single barrel I have, it even says Louisiana exclusive on it. How about that? So I may not want to drink a whole bunch of this. If it's an exclusive, I got to keep it forever. No. But the other one that I have that's open is one I got from Lambertville, Michigan, and I love it. And I've said it more than once, and I'll say it again. If they age that longer, I think it could rival George T. Stagg. I liked it that much. So we'll put this one through the paces next week and see what I think of it. The Nulu Toasted Barrel. They say it's a Louisiana exclusive, but that's the same. I mean, that's what they. They had this bottle during Single Barrel Saturday, but okay, so maybe they didn't have this one. Maybe this one's extra special. Maybe it smells like crawfish and tastes like crab. That would not be a good thing, would it? All right, guys, that's it. It's a quick one again. Not because I have anywhere to go, not because, anything's pressing. I do have dishes to do. Yay. But that's about it. So I do appreciate you coming along. If you've tried Blue Run, I'd love to get your comments about what you thought of it. I don't think it's worth $100. This is maybe a $60 bottle to me. Now, the 13-year, which is $225, $230, something like that. I don't think it's worth that much money either, but I haven't tried that one. I don't think any bottle of whiskey is worth that much. Sorry, I don't. But this, I mean, if you find it, it's worth buying it. And you should share it with others. And I will share this with others. I do like it. Neat. It's very nice. It doesn't hold up. I mean, real quick recap. The nose is fantastic. The bloom dies very quickly. Thinner mouthfeel. Nice finish. Medium finish. Very oaky. Other than that, I don't think it's particularly remarkable. This one. There have been other ones out there. Again, that rye and that 13-year people are talking about. So yeah, maybe all the hubbub is about one of those. But I'm not going to tell you this isn't a great pour. It is. It's very tasty. Just not on water, not on ice. Neat only. Okay. All right. That's it. We'll see you next week for Nulu Toasted Barrel. And in the meantime, you guys have a fantastic what's left of your week. Have a great weekend. I guess we're supposed to have some really icky weather coming up this weekend. If you're not in the snow belt, you're going to get a lot of rain. And it might be some slushy rain, which is just so fun. I bought a new snowblower to prepare for this winter. The first and only big snow we got was so wet that the snowblower wouldn't handle it. And now the next snow that we're supposed to get is so wet that the snowblower won't handle it. Really? All right. You guys have a great what's left of your week and a fantastic weekend. We'll see you next week. Nulu Toasted Barrel.